Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our last mindfulness series of the 21-22 school year. Today, we're going to be talking about gratitude and kindness. My name is Kelly Hookinga. I have joined the mindfulness team this year and have loved every minute of it. I'd like you to meet the rest of our facilitators.
I am Lisa Cobb, and I am a school social worker currently in North Muskegon Schools. Have been teaching mindfulness this series for quite a few years now, and I am happy to continue our participation and excited for even building into next year. So thanks for showing up.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Dye, Special Ed Behavior Consultant at the ISD and part of the mindfulness team. And yeah, we are so excited that you guys are here to learn about gratitude and kindness and how to help cultivate that in ourselves and the environments around us. So thanks for showing up and listening to us today.
My name is Stacy Hopkins Shrump. I am also a behavioral consultant in special education at the ISD and a member of this wonderful, awesome team. And hopefully throughout the video today, you'll be able to see how much we enjoy sharing our mindfulness experiences with you, and just excited that we've completed the series this year. So welcome.
All right. Moving on. All right, let's remember that mindfulness, the definition is paying attention in a particular way, on purpose and in the present moment without judgment. And this is particularly hard for me. I have a busy mind. So when you slow down enough to just be in the moment and not have any feelings about how busy your mind is and how you fail to do that, it's a wonderful piece of life. And that is what mindfulness is all about. And we hope that you have learned about that this year with us.
So a quote that we found that kind of sets the foundation for today's gratitude and kindness are that men are disturbed not by things, but by the view in which they take of them. To us, what that definition or that quote means is that there are all kinds of things that are happening external in our environment, people, places, and things that impact how we are processing the information. And the view that we take on them is ultimately how we take care of ourselves, I guess is how I would put it. Because if we continue to ruminate on all of the things that other people are doing in a way that we would do differently, then it creates distress for us. So this whole series today, we'll be talking about how do we focus on the things that are right, even if they are wrong. But we do want to start out with checking in because, as Kelly said, we are all very busy. We are wrapping up the end of the school year, perhaps. We have things going on in our personal life. So every single day, just taking an opportunity to check in. And today I'm going to do it without my singing bowl because most of the time we are not walking around with our singing bowl. So we're just going to get in our mindful bodies, and we can do this any place. We can do this in our car when we pull into the parking lot. We can do it when we're taking a break at lunch or between classes or events that are happening at home. Just sitting down or standing up, shoulders back so that we can get that nice deep breath. We're going to breathe in through our nose. We're going to allow that air to come down our throat, fill our belly, and then our lungs. Okay, so let's breathe in, closing our eyes to the count of 4. Really fill your belly and then your rib cage and then your shoulders. Hold it for about the count of 7. And then blow out for the count of 8. And really empty our lungs. And then breathe in again. Hold it and check in. Soften your neck, soften your shoulders, soften your arms, soften your heart, soften your rib cage, your belly, soften the muscles in your back, your pelvis, your legs, down to your knees, ankles, feet. Breathing in again. And this time, when you breathe out, visualize softening your whole body. Bring a fake smile to your face. Your body cannot tell the difference between real and fake. So bring a fake smile and blow out and just release top of your head, neck, shoulders, arms, down your back, your pelvis, your legs, down into your feet, up into your belly, your rib cage, your heart, your lungs, slowing your mind, slowing your heart, allowing yourself to be totally present for the next 25 minutes of this presentation. Allow this time to be for you. So breathing in one more time. Breathing in peace. And then we're going to breathe out peace. And then opening your eyes. Coming back to the space. What I find is the more that I practice my breathing, the easier and quicker that my body responds to releasing and letting go. So if you have a stressful event that happens in your classroom, in the hallway, at home, at the grocery store, whatever it is, taking it in and just breathing, and people don't even notice. You're just like, okay, so that is feeling a little distressful to me. My body is feeling that. I'm just going to breathe in and let it go. And the more you practice it, the quicker your body thanks you for feeling grounded.
So when we think about gratitude, I think we might all have different places that we're coming from. When I was actually prepping for this today, I realized that I probably don't practice as much gratitude when I was thinking about this. And it struck me that from a very young age, we're all taught to say thank you. We're all taught to show gratitude toward other people who've done something for us or in reaction to something that has happened to us. We all say thank you. And if that's where you're at with your gratitude practice and thinking about that, I think that's absolutely fine. There's a whole spectrum, though, of gratitude and how it impacts us. It helps us, build those stronger relationships socially. It actually helps us physically when we practice gratitude. It helps, actual health, physical, and helping us heal faster from mental and physical pain. It also helps us psychologically. It helps us, we feel happier, we feel more optimism. But there is a whole spectrum from just going from that, like, thank you, all the way to more of a gratitude lens and the way you approach life. And hopefully, I think it takes a lot of work to get there. If you're not there, that's okay. But just really looking at life through that lens of everything that happens is a gift, whether it's positive and hopeful, or it might be those struggles and those stressors that we're going through in our lives. So that's kind of the focus of today. And we have a really good video that we're going to watch from Brene Brown. If you Google her, you'll come up with all kinds of resources, not just on gratitude, but on life in general. So she's really fun. Her podcasts are really fun too. So if you get a chance, we all fangirl over her. So we're going to watch her video on joy and gratitude.
I think the relationship between joy and gratitude was one of the most important things I found in the research. I wasn't expecting it, But what I found, 12 years of research, 11,000 pieces of data, I did not interview in all that time a person who would describe themselves as joyful or describe their lives as joyous who did not actively practice gratitude. And for me, it was very counterintuitive because I kind of went into the research thinking that the relationship between joy and gratitude was, if you're joyful, then you should be grateful. But it wasn't that way at all. It was really that practicing gratitude invites joy into our lives. And when I say practice, I think this is the part that really changed my life. It changed my family and the way we live every day. When I say practice gratitude, I don't mean kind of like the attitude of gratitude or feeling grateful. I mean practicing gratitude. These folks shared in common a tangible gratitude practice. They either kept gratitude journals. Some of them did interesting things like at 1, 2, 3, 4, like at 12:34 every day, they said something out loud that they were grateful for. They, one of the things that we do, like we say grace at dinner. And so now after grace, we go around and everyone in my family says something they're grateful for. I mean, and what's interesting is when we first started, I have a first grade son, Charlie, and 8th grade daughter, Ellen. And at first I thought, and we've been doing it for a couple of years now, like they're going to like, oh God, Mom. And there was a little like, this is, are you experimenting on us? There was a little bit of that. But now what's interesting, even after we did it for like a couple of weeks, that on those crazy busy nights where we're trying to like get to soccer and piano and homework, and Steve and I are just like, we say a quick prayer and we start eating, and my kids are like, whoa, what are you grateful for? And it's been extraordinary because not only absolutely does it invite more joy into our house, it also is such a soulful window into what's going on in my kids' lives. So there are some days where my 8th grader will be like, I'm joyful that there's a huge thick wall between my room and my brother's room, something just very, honest. But there are other days she'll say, she had a friend whose mother recently died. And she said, for a month, she would say, I'm just so grateful that y'all are healthy right now. And so not only did it make us all more aware of what we had and more willing to slow down and really be thankful for the joyful moments we had, but it let me know where she was emotionally in her life. And my son is always, I'm grateful for bugs, I'm grateful for frogs, but sometimes he'll say, I'm grateful that you picked me up early, or, I'm grateful that I finally understand adjectives, So there's a great quote that says, it's not joy that makes us grateful, it's gratitude that makes us joyful. And it's by a Jesuit priest. And I guess I was just amazed to find that bubble up so strongly in the research. It's life-changing.
Oh, so I always feel relaxed when I listen to her, no matter what she's talking about. But I think what stood out to me when we talk about kindness and gratitude and joy is, we talk about being friendly, talk about being generous and considerate, and that it benefits both the giver and the receiver. But I wrote down actually again what she said: gratitude invites joy into our lives, and that it was significant that she thought that people who were joyful were just naturally grateful, and that the practice is on purpose, which fits into the definition of mindfulness, right? So we're in the present moment on purpose without judgment, just noticing. So maybe it's that student who has been struggling all year, and you get this small window of connectedness with them, and just noticing that and breathing that in for yourself, even though it's just that incremental change, and that they're going to sense that too, that minimal success that they had made a difference, or taking somebody's grocery cart and putting it into the rack for them because you can tell that they have difficulty walking, and just being like, oh, I'll grab that for you. I'm going to take mine over there too. And not making it a big deal, but just being like, I'm grateful that I was able to help that person today. And it may have a positive impact on them or not. It's what it does for us. It's what it does for us. So, yeah, I think there's so much to be stressed out about. Before we started recording today, we were checking in with each other, and we all have a million things that are going on. And it's really easy for us to snap at other people, to just dismiss what's going on around us, and just get caught up in our story. And if we can remember that kindness, gratitude, and joy is a gift to us, and when we carry that with us, we have an impact of all the people that we come in contact with. So I love it. We got this slide too. So it allows us to pay attention more to what's going on around us. I guess I kind of covered this already, that we don't want to be, I shouldn't say we don't want to be. We are judgmental creatures by nature. That's how we keep ourselves safe. So we judge ourselves against other people, places, and things, so that we can essentially hope to control our environment so that we can feel safe emotionally and physically. So constantly, all day long, we're judging people, places, and things. But if you can notice, oh, I'm judging this situation, that person, they should have done that. I would have done it this way. I could have done that. Well, good for you. So it didn't happen that way. So how do you feel carrying that around? My husband used to say to me, honey, you don't get an A for being right. Like, it isn't a grading system. So being kind means noticing. And then if you are being judgmental, notice that you're being judgmental, and then don't judge it. Like, be like, okay, this is one of those areas that I'm being a little judgy, and I'm going to forgive myself for that. And next time I'm going to try to be a little bit more mindful about what I think and say about myself and other people. So it gives us that opportunity to refrain from not saying things that are kind, and to that consistency over time. As Stacy said at the beginning, it really leads to better health. Any of those things that we're holding on to and our stress response is being triggered, our organs are negatively impacted by that. So how long can we hold on to that stressful state before we get sick, before we have a headache, before our throat hurts, before we have to go to the chiropractor because our shoulders are so tight? And so all of this is just a learning process. And if we know that self-talk that we have, and imagine that self-talk as a person sitting next to us on the couch, like, we'd be sitting next to them on the couch for about 5 minutes before we'd be like, okay, shh. I can't stand sitting with you because you're so negative about yourself and other people. So noticing for yourself, if you're not being kind, make the choice that you want to do something different, and then just start day by day.
So what does it mean to practice gratitude and kindness? Brene talked about it in there being a purposeful practice. And obviously this whole series about mindfulness are mindfulness practices, and giving you some tools of how to integrate it in your daily lives. And gratitude is something that, cultivates the kindness and the joy, but how do we make aware of it and put it into our daily practice? So I think one of the examples Renee, gave was a gratitude journal. So a lot of us have heard about that, right? So having a journal, writing down the different things each day that you are grateful for, or something that happened that day to promote help with that gratitude. And I think even just writing it down, all my colleagues have been saying, that part cultivates that joy and kindness inside of us as well. So the practice of gratitude, even if it's a small thing each day, it helps us let go of those toxic emotions and it helps us release that. And so even in Brene's example with her family around the table, those simple pieces of just saying, hey, what are we grateful, and being part of that practice allows us to know where we're at that day, allows us to know the people that we're doing that with, what kind of mindset are they in that day. And it's that, like Lisa said, that non-judgment piece of saying, you know what, today might have been a crapshoot, but I can find maybe a little piece of that I can say, yeah, but you know what, this little piece happened for me today. I'm grateful that I was able to, that traffic was good today, that I could get to work on time. So all of those pieces of gratitude help fill us with that. It also helps improve our performance at work and at home. And I know as educators or working with others, where other humans, where it is stressful, and going through each day and saying, how do I help set my mindset for the day, or help feel that joy and kindness when I'm going in to work. And practicing that gratitude not only improves our work performance, but improves our sleep, our health. Like we've talked through all of that, those pieces. So a couple examples of some practice, like the first one is tap into 5 good things. And this might be something you've heard about before. And you might even saying in your head right now, well, I've heard of that, or yeah, I've done that a couple times, of thinking about 5 good things that happened that you're grateful for daily. This can be something you do in the morning. You wake up and 5 things, or at nighttime. I know, especially for myself, when it's time to lay down and go to bed, my thoughts are like swirling. I am replaying the day, whether what was good, what was bad, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, all that stuff, replaying the entire day, or I'm planning for the next day and all the things I need to do, which then does not allow my body and my mind to totally get settled to rest, to fall asleep. And some nights I'm laying in bed for an hour, 2 hours before I've actually fallen asleep. So this is also another good practice to help get yourself in the mindset and feeling that joy and gratitude of what happened that day, and allowing us to have our body calm, relax, instead of that constant planning and judgment and reliving everything too. So for those of you that are like, yeah, I've heard of that before, or I've tried that before, I encourage you or to think of it, have you done it as a practice though? Has it been a daily practice? Has it been something that you've tried? Another example of this would be a gratitude jar, where you have a jar and you write down something that you are grateful for each day and put it in the jar. And then on New Year's Eve, you can open the jar and read everything that was in there, to look at your whole year, of saying, wow, look at the growth, or look at the different emotions or feelings that I had, or the different things I forgot that happened and I was grateful for that. That can even cultivate that joy and kindness inside of us as well, and release those toxic emotions with that stress too. So it's really about that feeling of gratitude, not as much of, well, I'm grateful for this, but it's really feeling it. So like another example of the get inspired is thinking about a person, and you can think about it right now as well, that you are appreciative or grateful for. And the next level is thinking about, what is it about that person that I'm actually appreciative for? Like what specifics? And as you're thinking through that, I want you to feel what that feels like. Feel that moment of gratitude, or I want to say warmth. Like I feel like it comes into your body like a warm comfort feeling when you think of somebody that you are truly grateful for, and why. So it helps you get inspired and being like, yeah, that is why I do what I do, or they are such a support system for me. And feeling that feeling of gratitude helps us even get in a better mindset and release those negative or toxic emotions, and help us deal with stress. And then that last one is grow grateful feelings. And this is kind of taking that get inspired to the next step. and being able to send a text message, email, phone call, plan a date with that person or a person that you are so appreciative for. And it's just sending them a message about what it is about them that you appreciate, and just letting them know. And that again promotes that kindness and creates that endorphins inside of us as well. You know, when you've gotten maybe a text message or email that was like, thanks for all you do, you're a rock star, or we really appreciate you, how that just that moment fills you up and you're like, yeah, I got this. So feeling that emotion of gratitude when we're sending it to somebody else and letting them know also fills us up. It gives us that same feeling. So with all of these practices, whether you're doing a journal or a jar, or just stating it out loud, or just taking moments to think about the person, but why, and feeling what it feels like to even think about that, will continue to help grow our gratitude and kindness in our everyday lives.
So when we talk about resilience, I'm going to just go back to when I taught gratitude and kindness to my kids, K5. I think I learned with them more than ever, just because they had so many just insights that in the moment just made me more present. And just to think about what it does to our brain when we are giving our gratitude or feeling that gratitude. Like mine might be something as simple as, that I got extra foam in my latte. I know I just was just a happy moment. And I realized that I was grateful for that. Just that realization triggers that dopamine, that happy chemical, and that makes your life happier, you more productive, sleep better, all of those things that Stephanie said. But when we are grateful, things happen, because even the worst situation we can be grateful for afterwards when we figure out what we needed to learn from that. So a couple of things that I did was we did a gratitude chain, and the kids we just did the chains that you glue together or tape together. And just having the kids complete that when we kind of looped it around the school, and teachers and parents and even kids would start reading those and realize all the little things. It's so many times you hear people saying, I'm so grateful for shelter and food, but these are just the little things, like my turtle Tommy, I don't know, that made me happy even seeing that, or even saying my new baby sister has diapers, those little things that kids even notice. And we could grow our brain from that and become a much more positive person. It just puts our mind in a calmer state. And the other thing about kindness I wanted to say is we're hardwired to feel good when we do good. And sometimes we just have to set those intentions, because when we do good, we feel better about ourselves. And those judgmental thoughts that I have all the time, and Lisa was speaking about, I feel bad about myself when I do that. And I think just noticing that at the moment. And, my husband sometimes does some things that annoy me, but boy, am I glad for him. And, when he's annoying me, I'm trying really hard not to judge him, but I'm thinking to myself how grateful I am for what's behind that, whatever's annoying me, maybe how he's doing the cleaning perhaps. But anyway, this is all part of resilience and our capacity to recover from adversity and pursue those goals that, we want in life. Stacy, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, just that when we practice these things, and it is a practice, it is making yourself aware that you are engaging in this practice, and really just being able to rewire our brains, and I think that's the most interesting thing for me about mindfulness, whether it's looking at it through the lens of gratitude or kindness, or even just wanting to feel better and not feel so stressed out, being able to, even the fake smile. When Lisa said, even that fake smile, like it tricks your brain into thinking you're really smiling, and it releases that dopamine and helps decrease that cortisol. I mean, that is high when you're stressed out. So, I think we throw around the term resilience a lot, and Kelly did a great job of relating it to the impact of mindfulness and gratitude. So.
Yep, definitely all part. I was saying before we even started that I feel like for adults and teachers particularly, gratitude and kindness is really at the base of our mental health. And the more we can capture that, the better off we'll be.
We just have a few resources, even if this is really resonating with you today and thinking about how you might want to see mindful kindness in your own life. Maybe you want to have more empathy or more gratitude or forgiveness. That's a tough one. Just being able to kind of look through this and have some more resources about where you may want to drive your practice. So we have this slide on mindful kindness, and then the next slide again from, oh no, this is not from Brene. Oh, it is from Brene Brown. The 10 guideposts for wholehearted living, just again to kind of look at where we might be right now and kind of where we would like to go with our practice. So just a couple of resources we wanted to share with you.
All right, so we're going to do a little bit of practice. We're going to work on letting go and paying a little bit more attention to our inner experience. And so I'm going to work you guys through this guided meditation. And in doing so, I shut my camera off. The instructors are going to shut their cameras off so that we're not distracted by imagery. So I'm going to invite you to be in your mindful bodies, sitting up straight. If you're reclined, just making sure that your trunk space is open. So we're going to close our eyes, take a nice deep breath. Breathing in through our nose slowly, filling our belly, filling our rib cage. Bringing that smile to your face, softening your body, bringing yourself into the present moment. Let go of any thoughts that are distracting you. And your only instruction right now is just to listen to my voice. We know that stress is often related to ruminating about different things that happen, obsessive thinking. And so today's practice of letting go of those thoughts as part of our mindful exercise. I just want you to sit and gently feel the rise and fall of the breath in your body. Let yourself drop into the state of being rather than doing, and just breathe. Allow yourself to have this time just for a couple minutes. And as you watch your breath, thoughts will still arise. The mind is energy. Our mind is always at play. And today we're just going to notice our thoughts. Watch them kind of from a distance. You are not your thoughts, but you are the witness of your thoughts. It can help to visualize your thoughts as if they're clouds or bubbles. Different thoughts arise and then they float up and they come into our awareness. And then if we leave them alone, they just kind of float on by and they dissipate or they burst. We just breathe in and stay anchored with our breath as we play with our awareness as we go through this process. We're present with our breath, but we're aware of our thought clouds or the thought bubbles as they arise. And like clouds and like bubbles, understand that these thoughts are not solid. They're not fixed. They take shape and they break apart. They're continually changing shape. They're blown by the wind. They come and go. We can't grasp at a cloud or a bubble. And neither is there any point in grasping to these thoughts. So sometimes we just have to let them be. While remaining aware of your breath, you're noticing that your thoughts are just doing their thing. Avoid chasing them, following them, or attaching to the thought. Just notice. Avoid trying to stop your thoughts. Avoid trying to push them away. Just let them float through. Remain aware of your breath, aware of the state of your being, and not doing. Just being with your thoughts and letting them come through. You're aware of your thoughts, but you're not thinking. Thinking becomes obsessive. Thinking becomes ruminating. Thinking keeps us awake at night. If we can just honor the thoughts that come through and let them dissipate, notice them, not push them away or fight them. Practice lovingly allowing your thoughts to shift, change, and flow. There's nothing to fight against. There's nothing to stop. Love your thoughts. Be grateful that we have a thinking mind. And at the same time, let them go. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting them come, letting them go, remaining present. Noticing, do your thoughts go to the past? Are they projecting out into the future? Are you judging the present? Come back to your breath. Just notice your thoughts. Breathe in and breathe out. Recall that you are not your thoughts, but you are their witness. Look upon each thought with curiosity and awe. Isn't that interesting? And again, anchor back to your breath. Breathing in awareness, present with the breath. Knowing that the mind, our thoughts are energy, and energy is always at play. And it is up to you to choose which type of energy you would like to invite in. Even those people and places and things that we want to grab onto those thoughts and tell a story, be grateful that that thought comes up and reminds us we have more learning to do about kindness, about gratitude, about withholding judgment. Simply let go and rest. Breathing in, breathing out. Identifying with the energy of stability, of groundedness. Breathing in evenly, breathing out. Steadiness, peacefulness, ease, gratitude, kindness. Once again, bringing that fake smile to your face, putting your hands on your heart. And I want you to visualize that one person that drives you insane. You know who they are. Bring them to your imagination in the front, and we are going to send them loving kindness. This is part of the practice. So you're going to repeat after me as if you're saying to them, I wish for you to be happy. I wish for you to be healthy. I wish for you to be safe. I wish for you to be peaceful. And I wish for you to have joy in your life. And I want you to notice the energy in your body and the struggle that it took to send loving kindness to that person you struggle with. Be aware of the energy that is behind that. I could feel a heaviness in my heart. So now I want you to change your imagination, your thought, and bring that one person in front of you that you love unconditionally. They might drive you crazy sometimes, but you got them and they got you. Might be a friend, might be a family member, a spouse. It could even be a pet. And here they are in front of you, hands on your heart. We're going to send them heartfulness. I wish for you to be happy. I wish for you to be healthy. I wish for you to be safe. I wish for you to be peaceful. And I wish for you to have joy in your life. And breathe that in and notice the energy and how it's different. Maybe a little more lighthearted, a little easier. And now, loving kindness to yourself, hands on your heart. I'm going to switch it up a little bit and we're going to say, I am. I am happy. I am healthy. I am safe. I am peaceful. And I have joy in my life. And breathe that in. And if you had a struggle saying those things to yourself, simply notice without judgment that those are opportunities for you to notice that you might need to be a little nicer to yourself, that you might need to love yourself through all of our hardships. And a big part of that is being grateful for the people, places, and things that we sometimes don't feel grateful for. Go ahead and take another deep breath. Open your eyes and wiggle your finger and come on back to this space. Whew. One thing that I love about even leading this is I'm like, wow, I can tell the spaces that I need to be aware of, and the people that I need to be aware of, and the judgment that I carry, and the love that I carry. I almost felt like when I had that unconditional person in front of me, like I wanted to cry, like I wanted them to be in front of me and like hug them. And the struggle with the person that I see, and that immediately I clam up if I physically see them in my environment, because I don't want to have conflict with them, but I have a million things I wish I could say to them, because if they could be more like me, my life would be easier, right? So I just noticing, wow, I really felt that heaviness in my chest. And so that's real. So when I walk by them, they can sense that at a subconscious level. So just noticing. I don't know if you ladies want to add anything to that, but I love it. So thank you.
Lisa, I agree. I found how deep the second one, the unconditional, how deep it felt and how tense it felt with the first. So it's amazing to know that I'm actually radiating that forward too. And I need to realize that. So thank you so much for joining us this year. And thank you. I'm great. I have so much gratitude in my heart for this team allowing me to try this. I am certainly not an actress or somebody who knows how to be on camera, but I'm learning and I'm grateful for that. Thank you for allowing me to do that. Next year, we want to tell you what's up, what to expect. So we have kind of a different setup than it's been before. So we're going to have a mindfulness in the classroom series where, if you'll notice, from 4 to 6 p.m. on September 26th, October 4th, and January 30th, we will be doing the first half an hour on personal mindfulness, and then the last hour and a half on classroom mindfulness, things that we've learned at teaching mindfulness in the elementary and secondary settings. So they should be excellent classes. I'm excited about that. And then on August 2nd, you'll notice that we have a mindfulness personal day where we'll be at the ISD, just the foundations of mindfulness, on August 2nd. And that will be from 8:30 to 11. And then from 12 to 3, we're going to switch that to go to Muskegon State Park for practices in everyday life. You notice at the bottom, you can attend one or both of those sessions and get your sketches, or sketches, however we say it. And you don't have to attend the mindfulness series in the classroom and the mindfulness personal day. You can attend each of those or one of those or both. We do hope you'd attend all of them because they do flow well together. Anybody else have anything to say? All right, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed it. And we will be posting this on with other resources very soon. Thanks so much.